Yeah, so this weekend, so many people are going to be sitting at the table, and it's a really good time to reflect on gratitude because it is Thanksgiving coming up. We're going to talk about the generations right now.
Yes.
And a little bit about gratitude and some lessons.
Oh, it's such a great topic.
Yeah.
Such a great topic because when you think about it, around Thanksgiving, we are sitting at the dinner table having our turkey, and for most of us, we are having all 5 different generations sitting around that table with us. And you know, a lot of parents are often thinking, how can I actually teach gratitude to my kids? And one of the things I love to do is actually really study the different generations and think to us, what are the lessons each of those generations can actually teach us about gratitude? So before we dive into the lessons, let's really kind of clarify who the generations are.
Right, millennials.
Millennials,
first,
right. So Generation Z is 5 to 19.
Okay.
Okay, McLean's did a great article about Generation Z last year that I was on here at BT. Generation Y is 5 to 19. Gen X is 20 to 35, or sorry, Gen Y is 20 to 35. Gen X is 35 to 50. Boomer is 51 to 69, and traditionalist is 70 to 93.
So
okay,
at our dinner table at my house, I have the traditionalist, which is my parents.
Right, yeah.
I'm a Gen Xer.
Yes.
And then my kids are the Zeds, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so you think like everybody wants to learn gratitude, but what are the lessons each generation can teach us? So let's start with Generation Y and Z. Okay,
right.
So Generation Y and Z, it's interesting. A lot of people think these two generations are entitled, they're spoiled, they're completely, you know, kind of in their own little headspace.
Yeah.
The irony is that they're the most socially responsible generation in history. They honestly put the rest of us actually to shame. So as parents, they want to know, what are you doing to help other people?
Right.
What are you doing to help other people? And from an employer or an organizational perspective, they want to know, companies, what are you doing to help other people? And there's a huge value system for them in terms of corporate responsibility. When I've been doing some traveling and speaking this past week, I was on BT Vancouver last week, I was on DT Edmonton, and was able to announce, I do a lot of work with different companies, but Maple Leaf is a fabulous Canadian company.
Right.
Really understand this concept, sustainability, social responsibility, so they are donating 250 turkeys here to the Daily Food Bank for Thanksgiving, feeding 1,000 people. And which is amazing. They actually did another 1,000 in Vancouver and 1,000 in Edmonton feeding. So that kind of practical application, very, very, very important for Generation Y and Z.
Which is great.
Which is great. So Generation X, you and me.
Yeah. So okay.
We are the Generation X. So 84% of our generation, they want their lesson is to slow down, be balanced, and be present at the dinner table. 84% say my favorite time of the day is around sitting with my kids around the dinner table. I don't know about for you, but for me,
it's so important. We discuss our day.
I
say to my kids, okay, tell me the best part of your day, and I get them to share that with me. And I say, tell me the worst part of your day, and I get them to share that
exactly.
with me.
And we've been doing that for a while, and we actually even, just to kind of amplify this whole topic of gratitude, we actually started doing 5 highs, 1 low.
Right.
Where I actually asked the kids to say, tell me your 5 highs today and your 1 low, just because I wanted to almost magnify being more thankful. But hands down, as a Gen X, that is my favorite time of the day because I'm, you know, emotionally, I'm kind of connecting, physically, I'm connecting. And I think there's something about sitting down and having that kind of like eye contact with my kids that is just so amazing. So that's the lesson we can learn from Generation X. Boomers and traditionalists. Again, when you think about, we're having turkey, we're sitting around the dinner table, we have grandpa over here, we've got Gen Y over here. A lot of the Gen Ys will be thinking to their grandpa, you know, how are you being more socially responsible? But what grandpa really wants to care about is put away the phone. Right,
he doesn't want to text.
He does not want to text.
He wants to communicate.
He wants the connection, he wants the eye contact, and what they really care about is etiquette. Please and thank you, the courtesies, the picking your plate up and taking it to the table, opening the door up for your grandma. Those kind of very practical, kind of old school etiquettes have kind of been, unfortunately, I think, lost. But that's the lesson that we can really learn from the boomer and the traditionalist.
And I guess with gratitude, the word thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and you know,
so many people don't say that after the meal, or just thank you for coming today.
Thank you, and you know, I find even our boys are 8, and I find that it's like this ongoing habit. Like it has to be done every single day, multiple times a day, over the dinner table, before the dinner table. You know, it really has to be taught. It's not something that's just kind of, you know, that they grow up, you know, that is just kind of in their headspace. So, but I think if we can be mindful of learning from each of the generations, I think it's very powerful as we approach Thanksgiving this year.
Thank you very much, Dr. Karyn Gordon. So for more information, if you have some questions as well about gratitude, or maybe there is some strains in relationships, you can go to dkleadership.org or right here on Breakfast Television. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to take a break right now. Still lots more to come, including weather, traffic, and news right after the break.
It's interesting though, eh?